All right, what is up, guys? Week one of the Fittest of the Coast qualifiers. We have a 20-minute MRAP, 24 cal row into 3 rounds of 12 wall balls and then 6 alternating dumbbell snatches. Wall balls are 14 pounds to a 10'9" target. So pretty standard there. And then the alternating dumbbell snatches are 50 pounds and 35 pounds. So again, pretty standard for qualifier weights and heights for targets. So initially looking at this workout, the row is going to take up pretty big chunk of time on this one. That is also going to be the hardest portion, or the portion that you want to pace for specifically. If you come out too hot on that, you're going to gas out and be down at like 900 calories for guy, or like 1,000 calories at some point if you're a dude, down to 700 if you're a lady. And we'll get into some calorie pacing metrics in a little bit here. But you're also going to have a tough time staying unbroken on those 3 rounds. So the 3 rounds are basically just a break from the rower. So the 12 wall balls and the 6 dumbbell snatches are not going to take too much out of you, especially if you've been training with us for a while. That transition is going to be enough of a break to allow you to go unbroken on those wall balls and stay unbroken, and move quickly between those two things, even if it is just a step off to the side. So this one will be pretty quick in regards to those 12 and 6. You're literally just air squatting 12 times and you're back on the rower. So for this, what I'm recommending people to do is you're going to do like a settle, grind, settle on the rower. So minus the first round. But when you get off, or when you get back on the rower, you're going to kind of settle in for about 3 to 4 cals, and just kind of like let yourself recover and get to a point where you can start to push up into your pace again. You're going to grind for around the next 16 to 17 cals, so you're getting up to 20, or a little bit past 20, and then you're going to settle down for those last 2 to 3 to allow that heart rate to kind of drop down a little bit more so you can get off and go right to work. What we don't want to have happen in this one is you push so hard that your heart rate gets way too high to even do the wall balls and snatches, or you push so hard that your transitions now slow down, or you bonk on the rower. So that's kind of the idea that we're wanting to kind of start with when we're developing pacing strategies, is what do I need to pace for on the rower to maintain a consistent pace throughout this workout. So 20 minutes, somewhat equivalent to a 5K pace on the rower. I think a lot of you guys should have done that, or you probably have a 5K pace time. If not, you should have a 3K, and you can kind of extrapolate from that 3K pace. So some guys this might be a little bit off for you. You might need to slow it down just a little bit. But we're going to link something below that will give you guys kind of like a calculator to kind of mess around with regarding pace structures and calories per hour. But just off the bat, a 215 pace equates to a 786 calorie per hour, 210, 845, 205, 913, 200, 922, 155, 1088, 150, 1198, 145, 1335, and then 140 is 1490, and then 135, which is flying, is a 1698. So with that breakdown there, at a 2-minute pace, you're rowing around 16 calories an hour, which means that that's going to take you 90 seconds roughly to get your row done. At a 145 pace, 1335 an hour, that is around 22.25 calories per hour. I do think that one might be a little bit off, so the gradient on this as it gets faster, might be a little bit off, because typically if you are over a 1280, you're around 20 calories a minute. So that might be a little off there. It might be a little bit faster, but that is right around kind of your pacing structure. So that one will take around 1 minute to get done. With transition, that's probably pretty accurate, is around 1 minute for a 145 pace, or that 1335. So what we're looking for round wise then is roughly 6 to 8 rounds should get you a pretty solid score on this workout. If you can hold that 2 minute pace, that's pretty solid on this one. 205 is even fine. What we're kind of estimating is that work section with the transitions is going to take you around 90 seconds. 12 wall balls is around 2 seconds a wall ball, so we're looking at about a minute 15. Dumbbell snatches, if you're moving it fast, it's about 1.5 seconds a rep, maybe a little bit less than that, so around 24 seconds. So right around that 90-second mark is where you're going to be on the work portion of this workout. So if you're at 2 minutes of workout or 2 minute pace, getting that 90 seconds for your calories, and then another 90 seconds for the work puts you right around the 3 minutes. With transitions, that's going to put you right around the 6 round mark. So anywhere, guys and girls, anywhere around that 6 to 8 round mark is probably where you're going. Is like right where that sweet spot's going to be for a score. You might, outliers for ladies might be in that 7 round, maybe 7.5. Outliers for guys might be in the 9 minute round, like you're just cranking on the rower. I mean, that's looking at probably a 1496, well under a minute calories per 20, or well under a minute for those 24 calories. And then you're not slowing down at all on those wall balls. So I think you'll probably have some outliers that are up in that 9 range, but I think 6 to 8 is kind of the sweet spot score-wise for this one in regards to qualifying. We'll obviously get some more data on that and let you guys know as scores start coming in, if you guys need to redo or not. But the low back is absolutely going to be a limiter on this one. You're going to have a lot of hinging on the rower, a lot of squats so that's going to take your hips again through a flexion extension pattern. And then you have that dumbbell snatch. So on the row, control it a lot with the upper body. You don't necessarily have to get the legs super involved, but I think we've talked about this before, and it's movement variance. Use the legs when you need to, use the upper body when you need to. There's movement variance that you can have inside the rower. Push hard with the legs when you need to. When the upper back starts blowing up, try and pull a little bit more with that rower. Try and alleviate some of that low back fatigue. Probably won't be perfect on that, but it should help a little bit. And then same thing with the dumbbell. Try and really just control that down with the arm and the lat, so that you're taking as much fatigue off of the low back as possible. And same thing, pull it up with the lat, pull it up with the arm, so that you're trying to save that low back as much as possible. Tight abs on those snatches so that you can keep your hips in a good neutral position that helps save that low back a little bit more. But expect that low back to blow up, and just do your best to fight through it. Once you start moving on those wall balls, you're just going to move. It's pick it up, just tell yourself to pick it up and go, and you'll be fine on those. But yeah, this is gonna get pretty breathy. It's gonna be cardiovascularly taxing. It's gonna be a tough workout. It's gonna be a nasty workout. But you guys are prepared for this. We do a lot of aerobic work. We do a lot of zone 2 work. So you guys are prepared for a longer 20-minute workout, and just kind of grinding on that rower for a while. So it's grind, but those are kind of initial thoughts, guys. We'll give you, obviously we'll be sending you guys some feedback on your videos and stuff like that. But yeah, good luck on this first one, guys. Looking forward to seeing the efforts.